So let's talk a little bit about blockchains. Blockchains are designed to give people a safe, verifiable place where they can do all kinds of stuff. Every blockchain has different pros and cons. It could be different environmental impacts of using that blockchain, different prices and fees to use the blockchain. You could have a larger or a smaller set of people who use that blockchain and are potentially buyers of NFTs on that blockchain, and different biases in terms of how much people expect to spend on an NFT on that blockchain. The topic of blockchains is too much to go into in depth. There are so many factors. I'm going to make a couple assumptions for the rest of these videos. The first assumption is that you've chosen a blockchain based on these pros and cons, and you like that blockchain. The second, which is really important for the rest of this, is that you trust that blockchain. You trust the security model that that blockchain uses. You trust that it's going to work as advertised. You trust that the people in charge of developing and growing that blockchain have good interests at heart. So the blockchain provides a public, verifiable, reliable database where anybody can read what's in that database, and you're allowed to write to the database or make changes to the contents of the blockchain as long as you follow the rules. Now, the blockchain itself actually only enforces a couple simple rules. One obvious example is you can't spend cryptocurrency that you don't have. Simple rule. However, smart contracts also live on the blockchain. And one of the important things that the blockchain does is it enforces the rules that are written into those smart contracts. An example of a rule for a smart contract is, you probably know that an NFT smart contract has the ability to transfer an NFT from one wallet to another. As an owner of an NFT, you may want to sell it to someone else and transfer that NFT to them. The rule written into that smart contract is probably that only the owner of the NFT can transfer it to someone else, but it doesn't have to be that way. The smart contract could be written to allow anybody to transfer any NFT from any wallet to any other wallet. Or it could be written so that, yes, it's the owner who can transfer the NFT to another wallet, but maybe there's also this group of trusted people over here who can also transfer the NFT just in emergencies. Clearly, it's important to understand what the rules are and who is allowed to do what. This is really important. If you don't trust the blockchain, then you probably shouldn't be using it. Not for buying NFTs, not for transferring crypto, for nothing. Assuming you do trust the blockchain, then there are going to be a lot of times where you're going to have to make a trade-off between trusting the blockchain and trusting someone else. We're going to highlight all the scenarios where you may need to trust something besides the blockchain. Now, one important thing to note is that anybody can read from the blockchain for free. However, to write or make a change to the blockchain, you don't just have to follow the rules, you also have to pay a fee. That fee, which is called gas, goes to the folks who are actually running the computers that are keeping the blockchain alive. Anytime you're making a change or doing something that feels like you should be making a change and you're not paying a gas fee, that's a good indicator that that change is not actually happening on the blockchain. One example of a place where people, in order to save money, don't do something on the blockchain is gasless minting, also known as lazy minting. In this scenario, an artist can use a marketplace to mint an NFT, upload all of their files, the name and the description, and the marketplace gives the artist an IOU. It says, I promise that if somebody wants to buy this NFT, I will mint it on the blockchain, send it to that person, and send you the money. Since this is not actually happening on the blockchain, the artist has to trust the marketplace to actually do all of these things, to do it right, and to do it the way that they want it done. Now, as a collector, maybe you don't care about that. because when you buy the lazily minted NFT, it has been created on the blockchain and transferred to you. But there's an interesting note here. Since it is the marketplace that's creating the NFT, not the artist, the provenance recorded on the blockchain is that the marketplace created the NFT and sent it to you, not the artist. Maybe this matters to you, maybe it doesn't. As an artist, you might care about this a lot. If your unsold work, which was lazily minted, disappears if that marketplace goes out of business. Since the NFT was never actually created on the blockchain, there's no record of it ever existing. An extreme example of a marketplace choosing to do things off of the blockchain instead of on the blockchain is a fully custodied marketplace. Here, an artist will upload their work, and you can use your credit card to buy or sell that NFT, but none of this is recorded on the blockchain. It's all recorded in the marketplace's servers in their own database. None of it's public and verifiable, and if that marketplace goes out of business, there's no record of you ever owning that NFT. Now, usually these marketplaces will allow you to withdraw those NFTs to a real wallet that you control. And in that case, they will mint it on the fly and send it to you. There are obviously a lot of dangers with this kind of approach, but it allows you to do everything without paying any gas fees. That's a trade-off that you're going to have to decide for yourself. Another example of a place where people might choose to do something off of the blockchain instead of on the blockchain is auctions and all kinds of different really advanced ways of selling NFTs. So you could choose as a marketplace to write a smart contract which will implement the actual auction. But that means that everyone who wants to submit a bid, or the artist themselves who wants to use it, has to pay a gas fee in order to use the auction. Alternatively, the marketplace could just write this code regularly, run it on their servers, and when people are placing bids and eventually a winner is selected, that's all being done not on the blockchain, but on the marketplace's servers. If that's the case, you have to trust that the marketplace is going to run the auction correctly and actually award it to the person who bid the highest. This is another scenario where you need to trust the marketplace and not the blockchain. So, to wrap up about blockchains, the most important thing to know is what I'm doing actually happening on the blockchain or is it not? If it's free for me to do, chances are it's not happening on the blockchain. In that case, you need to know, who do I need to trust that this is going to be done correctly? And what happens if that person disappears?